Malee, it's Amy. I just listened to your video and you have your hands full, but you seem like you know what you're doing. And if you don't, you look like you do. I think that's amazing that you're able to work in that environment with all the different backgrounds and languages, and you're making it work. And you have such an open mind to say, I got to keep learning. So that was really nice to listen to. When I lived in Ohio, I was a paraeducator. I taught preschool mostly, but then I took a year off and I taught. But like I said in another post, we did not have a lot of second language or English language learners. So this is huge for me to be here in California and have this exposure to it. You talked about, your students have different backgrounds, and it's so important to get to know the backgrounds and understand the backgrounds as much as possible, because you understand maybe why they behave the way they do, just cultural traditions and such like that. And I feel that if you understand their backgrounds and you bring the backgrounds and you allow them to bring their backgrounds and their experiences into the classroom, that is important to them, and it gets them excited to maybe start talking more and make connections. And I do like how, we have a lot of great ideas in the SPED department, and for them to carry over into Gen Ed is such a good idea, because what we're doing can go across the board and help any student. I made notes, that's why I keep looking down. I was wondering, you had talked about in some of the families, the parents aren't really teaching them their primary language. They're not real literate in it. So do you find that if they're struggling with their primary language, do you find is it harder or is it easier to integrate or get them to learn English? I know it's probably a goofy question, I guess, but I was wondering if they're already having trouble with one, and if you introduce English, they're not getting a lot of things confused. So I'd be interested to hear what you have to say about that. Again, another peer of ours talked about the PECS system, and I got introduced to that when I first moved here. And actually, no, that's not true. I used it. I don't know why I said that. I used it for my child back in Ohio for that year that I was a para too. I worked with a child with autism, and he was not verbal, and I learned how to use that system. I think it's a wonderful system. It's just nice. Sometimes it's nice to use it with the children that are verbal, because I think the more we talk, the kids tune us out, and we want to kind of give them direction without verbalizing it, so they kind of start figuring things out on their own. And I think that's what's so great about the PECS, the icons. So thanks for sharing that. Again, visual schedules, having visual sentence frames, which I'd really like to see your visual sentence frames. That sounds really interesting. Just having a print-rich environment, just surround them in words and language, and connecting pictures with the words is so, so important. Let's see, I liked, you made a really good point. Sometimes the squeakiest wheel gets less attention in a classroom. The saying is the squeakiest wheel gets the most oil or grease. Well, not in the classroom. You think, oh, behavior, you don't have time for it. You just, but you're so right. Because of the behaviors, and maybe because they're not, talking as much, or, if we just give them that extra time, we are going to open up Pandora's box in a good, successful way. So I'm going to remember that. So if I, have a student that, is showing some less than appropriate behaviors, and they probably know the information, and, I'm just going to try to give them that extra time, just to kind of say, you know what, those behaviors are not going to scare me off. We're working together. Let's see what you got. So that was really good. Thank you for saying that. And then, again, how, you use the pictures, you're bridging the concepts together just by pictures, having that print rich environment, pictures with words. We talked about, and one of the strategies was using music to help, um, uh, you know, correlate words and such. And I'm wondering if, like, your students that are from Pakistan, is there any type of music that can be brought into the environment that they might recognize and, kind of give them that connection? And then you did say that you had one student from Pakistan who was not as verbal, or like not learning the English language, but then the another student who you said speaks English, has very good skills. Is it possible, do you ever pair them up? Is that the one with the better skills, is that student able to help you with the student that doesn't have such great skills? I don't know if that's great grammar, I apologize. But do you see what I mean? I mean, so the one child who has better skills, he's helping another child, another student. That's got to be a great confidence booster. And I'm not sure if he's able to help you. I know you said you had some pairs that are able to translate as well, but it would just kind of neat to see how the one student could help and go from there. Okay, I know I kind of started rambling on and got all flustered there at the end, but I really enjoyed listening. Next time when you're in your classroom, pan so we can see your classroom, especially those sentence frames and such. I would really like to hear more. And because you are surrounded in an environment that you have a lot more English language learners than I do, you're going to be a really good resource for me. So thank you very much. All right, hope to see you soon. Have a good rest of your day or night whenever you watch this. And thanks again for your post.